17, 18 or 19-inch wheels? One of the most common questions I get asked on tyre reviews at the moment is, I'm speccing a car, comfort's my priority, should I go for 17 or 18 over 19? Or I'm speccing a car, I want performance as my priority, should I pick the 19-inch wheels or should I pick the 18 or the 17? As far as I'm aware, no one's done this test before using the same tyre, the same car, and just testing the differences between wheel sizes, not width sizes or tyre patterns. So I've been fortunate enough to borrow Goodyear's beautiful test track in the south of France. I'm driving a Golf GTI using 225 45 17-inch, 225 40 18 and 225 35 19-inch wheels, which are the Golf standard sizes you can pick, and we are going to put them through all the usual range of testing and find out which is best. The tyre we're using for this test is the excellent Goodyear Eagle F1A Symmetric 3. I've chosen this tyre because it's one of the best tyres for blending all the performance qualities we're looking to compare between. It's really good in the dry, it's remarkable in the wet, it's a low noise tyre, it's very comfortable for a UHP tyre, and it gives you sort of good sporty precision and handling. So it should do a very good job of highlighting how the dynamic properties of the tyre changes and the car changes as the wheel size increases and decreases between 17, 18 and 19 inches. Dry handling is the fun one. Objectively, timed-wise, the tyres, again, they were in a percent of each other. The 19-inch was the fastest and the 17-inch was the slowest, but if we're talking over a long lap, a 1:35 lap, there was 1.1 seconds in it. So nothing measurable that's of any real use on the road. Subjectively, the differences were much more interesting. As you would expect, as the sidewall height decreased, so the wheel size increased, the handling became a lot sharper. The car felt more alive. On the 17-inch, there was nothing wrong with the 17-inch, and if you'd only driven this Golf GTI on the 17-inch, you'd have no problems with it. It was a very nice balanced car, pushed a little bit towards understeer, but the steering was sharp and quick, and the car pretty much pointed where you wanted it to do. When you move to the 18, the front end, the step of the front end handling jumped. The turning became a lot quicker, so you were a lot more confident on the front end of the car. The switch to understeer was further on in the corner, and the overall handling of the car was, again, slightly improved. The step up to 19-inch was smaller than it was between 17 and 18-inch, but it was still quite a noticeable step. So as logic would dictate, as the sidewall height shortens and stiffens, because it has to be stiffer to have the load, and the tyre deforms less mid-corner, you get a more pointy car that reacts to steering inputs quicker, it's more accurate, and it just feels more fun to drive. So for dry handling of the three tyres, I'd take the 19-inch because it just really felt nice. The next testing we did was wet handling. This one surprised me a little bit. Like dry handling, the timing in wet handling was within a percent of each other. It was a 105 lap over the wet handling course here at Miraval, and all three tyres were within 1.1 seconds of each other. Where the surprise came from was it was the 17-inch that was fastest. This is because as the tyre deforms under cornering loads, the tread pattern's open, the rubber moves around a little bit more, and that helps it bite with the surface. Okay, so that makes sense. The biggest surprise of the wet handling test was how the tyres felt subjectively. Where in the dry, the 19-inch was the preferred one, and then the 18-inch was close, and then the 17-inch was a step behind handling-wise. It was completely reversed in wet handling. In the wet, the 17-inch was an absolute dream to drive. There was no sharpness of the car's handling. There was no sudden snaps to oversteer. The car placed exactly where you want it to. You could feel the transition from grip to understeer or grip to a slight four-wheel drift oversteer situation on the 17-inch. When you got onto the 18-inch, everything started happening a lot quicker. The balance on the front end pushed a lot more suddenly. The switch to oversteer during the quick left-right-left section of the wet handling track was really sharp, and without traction control on, it almost caught me out a couple of times, which I just didn't expect, because that was going from the 17-inch straight to the 18-inch, and it just felt like a really nervous car. So although the overall grip levels are broadly similar, which is unsurprisingly due to the compounding. The way the 17-inch moved the water around and the way the 17-inch gave you confidence to push on meant it was the best tyre in the wet. So far we've got the 19-inch, which was the best in the dry, and we have the 17-inch, which is best in the wet. Again, the margins are very small. Now, the real question everyone wants to know about when talking about wheel sizes is NVH, which is the technical term for noise, vibration, harshness. Basically, it means the tyre's comfort and how noisy it is. Testing this is quite a subjective thing, because not only do you have loudness of a tyre, you also have noise frequency. So a tyre that is 70 decibels in cabin can sound a lot harsher than a tyre that's maybe 71 because of the pitch of the noise. So to test this, we thought we'd just do a real world test. I took out a professional test engineer from Goodyear and the cameraman. We had a decibel meter in the car, and we just went and did a couple of miles on the road, and we each measured the tyre's subjective comfort, subjective loudness to our ears, and the objective noise it produced in decibels with a decibel meter. So we thought that would be the best way of getting the most even feedback about the tyre. Unsurprisingly, with the NVH, the 17-inch wins. Surprisingly, the jump in comfort, or the decrease in comfort between the 17 and 18-inch isn't anywhere near as I expected, and moving from 18 to 19-inch, the difference in comfort again was even smaller. Noise-wise, the quietest tyre on test was the 18-inch. We all notice it immediately due to the pitch of the noise, and the decibel meter showed it as nearly a decibel less than the 17 and 19-inch. Comfort-wise, on smooth tarmac, all three tyres were broadly similar. The cavity noise of the 18 and 19-inch tyres was a tiny bit higher, and the way the wheel moved over smooth undulations was a bit more noticeable with the 18, and then a little bit more again with the 19. Crashing over road imperfections like rough roads, potholes, speed bumps, there wasn't a lot in it between 18 and 19. Again, the 17 was a little bit more comfortable. So of the test, the dry performance has been best on the 19, the wet performance has been best on the 17, and the comfort, the NVH, has been best on the 17 and 18, depending if you're after a quiet tyre or you're after the ultimate comfort. So which would I fit to the car? This Golf GTI, as a whole package, feels happiest on the 18-inch. The 17-inch doesn't quite suit the sporty nature of the car. I mean, it's a Golf GTI, it's meant to handle well, and the 17 just folds a little bit too much over the front. The 18-inch is a really nice blend of comfort. On the road, the way the tyre helps the suspension and damping control the wheel over imperfections, the 17-inch gave you a little bit of like tyre flutter, where the tyre's moving, it's not quite in contact with the road, there's some secondary damping going on in the tyre. The 18-inch, as the Goodyear engineer described it, was more honest. Hits a bump, rebounds, stabilises, and just gives you that confidence on the road where it's not a perfectly smooth track like this to push on. The 19-inch was just all a bit much. It wasn't worth the upgrade in dry handling to then lose the comfort and the noise and the kind of the shimmy you get during bump on the road. So the 18-inch is the best tyre overall for this car. People who ask, will I improve my comfort by switching to a smaller wheel size? The answer is yes, no, / maybe. It's not as easy as saying dropping a tyre size or a wheel size and increasing the sidewall height on your tyre will immediately give you comfort. If you're switching between the same tyre patterns, then yes, it will improve comfort, or it should improve comfort, and you can reasonably expect it to improve noise. If you're switching between tyre brands, there's probably a larger step between brand A and brand B's comfort and noise levels than there is switching between wheel sizes. So if noise and comfort is your priority, it's definitely worth thinking about what tyre you're using rather than what size of tyre you're using. And there's websites online like Tyre Reviews that will help you decide based on your requirements, whether you want dry handling, wet handling, comfort, noise, fuel economy. There's so many different variables in a tyre, and there's so many different compromises, and each tyre manufacturer builds their tyres and constructs their tyres in slightly different ways. The best tyre for your requirements isn't the best tyre for the next person's requirements. So in short, do your research. Any questions, please comment below and ask. I will be putting the full data from the test up on the website, so check out tyrereviews.co.uk. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because hopefully there'll be some more in the future. Thank you.